the third last race in season 1 of FTR. This is tier 1, and we are in America, which is one of my favorite places to visit in the world. Thank you for joining us in the comms box with me. I've got everyone's favorite, and yeah, the guy never lets me down. Crofty, how's it, Crofty?
Good evening. Welcome here to Texas in America.
I think you should stick with your Dutchman English. That sounds better, yeah? Welcome, Adrian. It's nice to
Thanks
have
for
you
having me.
with me. Load shedding just knocked me for a 6. Happy days. So I'm getting confused between all the levels. It's levels and lockdowns and levels and electricity demand, and yeah, it's just
Yeah,
it's scary.
it's as if we're playing Super Mario Brothers here. It's level, level, level. Everything
So
is a
true.
level.
So true. And it's yeah, it's who said it's not fun staying in this country? What a pleasure it is. Anyway, we are in Texas. Not sure if anyone's visited Texas. If you guys have, let me know in the comment section what you think about it. I had the privilege of being there for about a year farming, and it was absolutely awesome. And I would love to go back there anytime. I don't think they want me back, but I'll go back. I'll go back. We are in USA. We've got 3 races left, so it's a bit of a subdued, I think, atmosphere tonight. Obviously, most of the guys getting the 2020 game. A lot of guys spending time in time trials and setting up for season 2. So it's different getting back into the 2019 car. But there is lots of stake here tonight. And before we kick off, I just want to take you through the World Championship standings. It is extremely close in Tier 2. We've got Warlock, who's going to slightly miss qualifying. He's going to jump in with a race due to load shedding. He's leading the championship on 135. OQNL is in second on 113, just 22 points behind. He's obviously in here. Great. And then we've got Chili for Willie on 104, Saggy Fatface on 103, and Leslie Sharp on 102. So literally about 34 points separating the top 4, top 5, top 6 really. And in the Constructors' Championship, you've got the Haas team leading McLaren, Ferrari, and Alfa Romeo, and it's really a 4-horse race there. So it's all to play for these guys. No wonder everyone pitched up tonight. There is bragging rights for Season 1 World Championship winner as well as constructor. And then obviously the big lead up to Season 2. We've got the practice next week as well in Russia. That's our final practice week for the setup of Season 2. So we'll talk a little bit about that later. We can just get some telemetry up here for everyone.
Yeah, I was just reading the chat section of the stream. Travis 21, how's it, guys? Yeah, Travis, welcome. You're always here. There's no prizes for attending.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
but,
yet.
Yeah, thanks a lot for being here, Travis, and Yaku Naha. Hi all.
Yeah, how's it, Yaku? So it looks like it's clear weather. It's a bit, I would say, a bit cloudy, it looks to be, but all in good faith. So we've got 13 drivers on the grid. So hopefully a lot of the guys are following the stream. Guys, if you do have put up your fastest lap, please retire the session so we can move on. We will not lose anyone in the session due to only 13 drivers available. So I'll maybe ask Arjan just to put that on the social group as well. At the moment you put in a lap, please retire from the session so we can move on to Q2. I know there's a lot of guys expecting load shedding later this evening. Let's try to accommodate them as well by finishing Q1 before the 13 minutes is finished. We can move on to Q2. So Adrian, if you could just maybe get that on the social group for us as well.
Busy with it?
Danke. So it's been an interesting couple of weeks, I think, for everyone in the gaming fraternity, especially around the launch of 2020. Obviously, the standard edition being live on Friday, and a lot of guys have switched over to that. Felt how it feels, how the car feels. A lot of good feedback. I'm not going to talk too much about the 2020 game tonight. I think we spoke about it till the cows come home. So I think it's best to leave it be. We'll talk about this season rather. We'll talk about testing next week. and then what follows after testing, and we'll talk a little bit about the results and what we've seen during pre-season testing in Austria. It was a fun session. I think it was a fun full 4 days. Thank you very much for everyone participating and also watching the streams. I think it's a first for us. I think it's the first really anywhere in South Africa that people are streaming their practice sessions. So Warlock has got the message. He's retired from the session. Thank you, Warlock. So he set up his time. He's our championship leader. We've got Saggy Fate face at the moment, the provisional pole at 1:33.6, with followed by OK Nelman and Warlock. Titus is a Tronic, Chili Willy, Leslie Sharp, Dr. Class. And then Cactus, Donovan, Porfmace, Tones, and Silent Knight still have to set times. Looking forward to joining us later would be Pandejo. Hopefully he can get into the game a little bit later. Yeah. And then it's going to be 28 laps here in the US of A. And I watched some NASCAR today. I think I should have been American. I tend to like the IndyCar. I tend to like the NASCARs. Actually, like anything with four wheels. I also like NASCAR. So it was an absolute humdinger of a race yesterday. In the IndyCar, I think they were in Illinois. And what a race it was. I think the lead was taken, I think, 3 laps from the end. So what a race it was. It was nice to see some F1 driver in there as well, with Marcus Ericsson. He came in fifth last night, so a good drive by him. I think it's his second top 5 finish for the season so far, so he's doing a great job there. And we'll talk a little bit about my hero, Fernando Alonso, joining next season, next year, which I'm extremely excited about. And we'll talk a little bit about real F1. So, yeah.
We will get to that.
Yeah, so I think let's jump into it. There's nothing to lose in the session, 10 minutes left. Hopefully waiting for the guys to retire from the session. I see a lot of guys retired as well to speed up the process. A bit of a boring race this weekend, except for the last couple of laps. Lando obviously making name for himself at the moment, which is great to see. Carlos Sainz having a good race. It's good to see McLaren up there. It's good to see Zach Brown smiling for a change. It was difficult times with even Fernando, and it's good to see McLaren getting some good points again.
No, definitely. Lando is starting to show, he's got a big future in front of him, and he's actually a hard racer. And it's good for, that podium finish last weekend was, you can see it was a huge confidence booster for him. And from here on, he's just going to make strides, I think.
Absolutely. So it was not for me one of the most entertaining races there was. With Hamilton obviously first and Bottas in second. Crash Stappen. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say Crash Stappen. First Stappen, getting up in the top 3. And then my favourites, Ricardo and Lando and Carlos, getting in there. Good to see some pace from the Racing Point guys. So,
I can tell you one thing, I think Claire is also smiling because the Williams is quicker than
I haven't seen Claire in the pits. I'm not sure if she's maybe she should stay home more. I think that's probably what drives the team a little bit. But Williams is doing well. I mean, I think Russell could have had a better day, could have had a better qualifying. I think it was a little bit of inexperience from him. But yeah, in essence, it's good to see. It's going to be interesting to see what Hungary brings up for us. And obviously a dismal performance by the Ferrari. We're not going to talk about that. I am a big Ferrari fan.
Myself, very disappointed.
And they need some big changes in Maranello. They really need to do some.
Definitely. And the other thing as well, I just want to talk about Leclerc and Vettel's crash. That was totally uncalled for.
Absolutely. I wonder why Arjan is phoning. Not sure why he's phoning me. He's in the comments box with me. Anyway,
no, it's
Arjan.
the wrong Arjan.
Stop phoning me. Anyway, so oh, you're not. Okay, great. Well, then I've got 2 Arjans on my phone. Anyway, yeah. So it's good to see Formula 1. I watched a bit of Test cricket today as well. It's good to see cricket on the way again without crowds. It's weird watching a Test match with no crowds in England. So that's up and running. It seems like everyone. I was amazed to see a second weekend in a row watching the Australian side of rugby and obviously the New Zealand side. And they've got full stadiums, no masks, and everyone cheering and hugging. And in South Africa, we are not allowed to drink.
Look, I don't want to go into the COVID-19 thing because you know what, Heinrich, it's so depressing, and I think it was just managed wrong from the get-go. So,
Yeah, absolutely. But we're not going to talk politics here. It was just exciting for me to
no.
see in Australia and New Zealand that the guys are coping with it and some good stuff going on there. Travis is saying, yeah, Lando and Daniel will be both in McLaren next year. We can call them the Joker team. I think it's
I think it's a good pairing.
I would have loved to see Fernando back in McLaren, to be quite honest. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, going back
Daniel,
to Fernando now. Look, he's doing the same thing that Kimi is doing. He's going full circle now in Formula One. He's back at the
I
team
just
where he
think he's got a
started
bit more
from.
talent than Kimi though. But I mean, he is my favorite, so I
Yeah,
will
but
always.
look at the bright side. We're going to see historic races now because there are senior citizens already in Formula One.
Absolutely, but it's good to see Fernando back. Saggy jumping into the pits. Hopefully, he will retire from the session so we can move on. Provisional pole, Saggy Fat Face, followed by fourth most. Donovan Duffy in third, Silent Knight in fourth, Okin in fifth. We're not going to lose anyone in the session. There is only 13 drivers. Hopefully, Titus and Saggy will retire from the session so we can move on and get to Q2 when it starts getting to the business end. But yeah, so F1 is back Hungary next week, and then I think we've got a 2 week break, and then we're in Silverstone. Cricket is back, rugby is back. It seems like we're going back to normal, except for the power. The power's not back yet.
Yeah, no, the power's not back yet, but yeah,
Yeah,
Ishkom, Ishkom.
it's gone. There we go. Buddy's saying, how's it guys? How's it buddies? Nice to have you. Welcome, Karakutsa. He's also around. And Ignite. How's it? Nice to see you.
HP, just a correction. The
Yeah.
Hungarian Grand Prix is this weekend.
Oh yes, it's a triple header. My apologies. And then it's, I think, a 2 week break, and then it's Silverstone for a double. If I'm not mistaken, I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
Mugello.
it's back-to-back races, and I saw Shoshi and another track was also added to the calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to Mugello. I think it's going to be fun having 2 Italian races. So that's
Yes, yeah.
that's going to be fun. Not sure why Titus is still on track. Yeah,
Last time I saw a race at Magellan, Michael was still racing.
sure. It's a very long time ago. Anyway, so we've got some time in the session. Seems like no one is in the mood to retire. Not sure why. Anyway, let's move on. So, Adrian, interesting week of testing in Austria. Your takes on testing? How did it go? What can we take out of the times?
I can tell you one thing: the times are very close to each other, and yeah, fortunately, some of us was hindered with HCOM's load shedding. But one thing I can tell you, it's quite stressful. You can put on the best time in a practice session alone by yourself, and when the proof comes to the pudding and you have to put it down on track in a session with your fellow racers, it's a different ball game because there's cars to look out for and all kinds of funny things that's coming into play. It was quite tough, but yeah, looking forward to Russia. That's going to
Absolutely.
be interesting.
And do you think we can make any sense out of the times? Okay, obviously, so Q1 is finished. Everyone's gone through. We're not going to rant about this much. It's all about Q2 and Q3, really. What sense do you make out of the times, Adrian? What do you see? Any surprises for you? Any sort of like what happened? These scenarios, I can think of a couple, obviously. Just sitting in front of me here, looking at what happened in, and I don't have it open. I
Well,
don't.
to be honest with you, I saw the guys are very, very close to each other, and I think for season 2 we're going to have a lot of close racing. And it's going to be cool. I've got a lot of expectations for season 2, and I think it's just going to be absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. So you can get onto the website at www.ftr.f1.com and have a look at the times or the stuff that we're talking about. It is a live website. We try to update that as regular as possible. So if you go to pieces and testing Austria and then go to final results, you'll see a sheet popping up of 44 names. And for me, really, no surprises really. Jacques Francie on top. Surprise, surprise. Nothing new. A good surprise for me was to see Name Assassin in second in the Ferrari. He had a very good testing session in Austria. Burry's obviously no surprise in third. And Adrian, it's good to see some new guys coming through, like Ignite in fourth. He had a very good practice session. You've got Jada Chief, which is in seventh. A very good showing by him. And then you've got a lot of guys which we didn't expect to be so high up, like Donovan Duffy in 10th, Oki and Null in 11th, Warlock in 12th. And then a couple of disappointments. Not sure if, and that's why we're doing obviously 2 practice weeks. The next one will be in Russia. But Leifenroy not having the best of times. He's currently down at 19th on the total time sheet. Nick Gishin in 18th, so also not a happy session for him. I'm definitely sure he can improve a lot. And then the other guys that I was looking at was Skadonks, definitely some more pace than him. Saggy Fatface not having the best of sessions as well, finishing second in Tier 1 a week ago, or 2 weeks ago. So a lot of surprises, a lot of new faces. Yeah, and it's good to see this. It makes a lot of sense for us as management to see what's going on. Looking forward to Austria, and then once we're in Austria, we'll make sense of all the times again, and then take it from there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And like I said earlier, or I keep on saying this regularly, it's not necessarily the fastest times we would go through to a tier 1 or a tier 2. Obviously, current drivers, we've got a lot of historical data that we look at. We look at your Austria race that you did in season 1 this season. We look at obviously the Russia race as well. New drivers, obviously it is what it is. But in essence, we also look at championship standings. We've had 14, 15 races to see who's consistently fast, who's the one-lap wonders. And what we're trying to do is trying to create 3 tiers that are going to encourage good racing, and obviously make up the tiers in such a manner that everyone will get prize money. Some big prize money up for grabs in season 2. So a lot to play for. So it's important to get this right. It's important for the management team to get this tier sorted out and make sure that we get it right. We're currently on board with Leslie. So just looking at the timesheet now, I see Cactus is on the set of mediums. Dr. Klaas, the only guys on mediums. Rest all going for softs. Adrian, I haven't spent any time in the USA in the 2019 car so far. Work's been keeping me a bit busy. Your thoughts on tire strategy? Is this a soft, medium track, soft, hard?
This is a medium hard track.
Aggressive on tires?
Very aggressive. Soft tires, look, they are the quickest tire, but this track is relentless on them. Your softs overheat so quickly, and it's very abrasive. So yeah, this is definitely a medium hard tire.
Travis
medium hard race, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So just popping into the comment section here, Travis is saying he thinks he should be in tier 3. Travis, I think you should take your training wheels off and get that traction control switched off in your ABS, and then you can be in tier 1. There's been a lot of mocking the past week about the 2020 game, and people still with training wheels on, exploiting the assist. Well, that's why the assist is there, is to help all drivers to be fast. But I've taken the training wheels off. I've decided next season there will be no traction control for me. So I don't expect to see my car spinning. I'm not sure if you're going to commentate on my team. If not, if you're going to be my teammate or what's going to happen. But be rest assured, you're going to see my car spinning around quite a lot. You're going to see a lot of front wheels going. But it's exciting. I must tell you, Adrian, you know, a lot of people have got a lot to say about traction control and ABS and brake assist and all that kind of stuff. I tell you, this is the first game from Codemasters that I've really taken off my traction control, and I kid you not, it is the most fun I've ever had in the game. It is ridiculous to keep the car on track. It's much better than 2019, obviously, But I
Yeah,
had
that's the point I wanted to make now.
I had to
I
check
found
the,
this
yeah.
today. I actually practiced with traction control off as well, and it took me 2 or 3 laps just to get used to it. I'm not completely, pro on it now. Still learning the system, but I can tell you one thing: it's very easier than the 2019 version.
Absolutely, and I had to check the Jacques Lafranci earlier because I definitely think he's the master with no traction control. And I tend to agree with him. In 2019, the game sort of like warned you when you're going to lose the back end. In 2020, it's much more controllable, but there's no warning signs. If your back end goes, it goes. There's no stopping it.
Yeah,
But I tell you, Adrian, from my point of view, and literally this is just my view. This is not the management's view or what you're trying to achieve in the league. This is the most fun I've ever had on in a Formula One car in a game. It's ridiculous fun trying to keep the car on track. It feels so live-like. I watched this weekend when the guys were in Austria fighting for grip in the wet, and I tell you, I did a wet session by myself as well, and it was fun. I'm obviously going to be horribly slow, but it was fun. Um, and yeah, it's good fun, and maybe it can become a nice topic in the comment section. I see Travis is saying he is on F1 2020, but I race with no assist other than medium traction control and corner racing line. Traction control is a assist, so don't call it no assist yet.
yeah,
Jock
and
saying,
Jacques France also.
yeah, he's saying we're going to practice. So I've yeah, Jock already asked it to him, buddy. You need to be my coach for the next season, so hopefully I'm going to put some time in with him and get to grips with the traction control. But boy, oh boy, isn't it fun! Let's get on with this Isotronica. Isotronic ZA. He's on the mediums in the Toro Rosso. He's not having the best of season. He's currently in 15th on 10 points. But surprise, surprise, he did not have a horrible practice session. He's currently 37th on the timesheets out of 44. So a good showing by Sean. Very dedicated, very loyal, and loves racing. And it's good to see Sean here tonight. So I'm looking forward to when he gets the game to be all fired up.
No, you can see a lot of guys in our league already started playing the 2020 game. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially Australia. A few things to get used to.
Absolutely.
Oh, I see Tones just dialed in a good lap now. That pushed him up to 9th.
Great stuff. So it's Q2, it's just over 6 minutes left. You've got O'Kennell in provisional pole on the 132.7, with followed by Warlock, Donovan Duffy, Saki Fatface, Donovan having a really good run the past couple of races. Leslie Sharp in 5th, fourth place in 6th, Titus in 7th, Silent Knight in 8th. Tones, like Adrian said, had a very good lap, pushing him up into 9th. Cactus the Big in 10th, and currently in the drop zone we've got Dr. Claus, Esotronic, and Chili Willy, or Chili 4 Willy. And guys to look out for really, Adrian, tonight, I think for me and for you, in terms of a championship, is definitely Warlock, O'Kennell, Fourth Mace, Chili for Willy, Taggy Fatface. Obviously everyone here except for Leslie Sharp, so it's going to be interesting to see between those four. I really don't think anyone else is really in it from a championship point of view. So it's going to be interesting to see, and I mean O'Kennell obviously putting his stamp of approval on very quickly, setting the fastest time. Warlock, your championship leader, in 2nd. O'Kennell is in 2nd in the World Championship, so that's going to be interesting. Donovan Duffy has made up some really good points, joined us a good couple of races into the season, and he's currently in 8th on 63. So definitely he can get into the top 5 if he gets it together the next couple of races.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, Donovan, you got the hang of the game very quickly. Yeah, I'd like to see what tier he's going to end up.
Yeah,
just
so
for Sagi Fatface, he just dialed in the fastest first sector.
Alright, let's jump on with John here in the Renault and see how his lap goes.
Coming
Yes, he's currently a second of the pace, so he obviously didn't have the best of laps on his first run. This is
Yeah.
his second lap on these tyres, so
Okay,
obviously just
didn't
getting
purple
it nice
sector
and warm
sector
up.
2.
Very smooth through the corners.
Oh no, this young man, I can tell you one thing, he knows how to build a setup for a Renault.
Absolutely. So let's see if when he crosses the start finish line, DRS wide open. Let's see if he can get into first.
No, it doesn't improve.
No, it doesn't. They're very bad third sector, so he pops into fifth. Currently in the drop zone, we've got Dr. Klaas, Electronic, and Chili for Willie.
Chili for Willie.
Yeah, that's so it's important for Chili for Willie to get into the top 10. He's currently fourth in the World Championship. So not a lot to play with there. Warlock is leading OKNL. But a win for OKNL tonight would change things dramatically. Anything can happen. It's very long a race. 28 laps of this USA circuit. It's going to be interesting.
Just checking the comment section here. Jaden Shaw says ABS is off. The best thing to have. And traction control off as well.
Yeah, Jaden, I agree. I think there's a lot of people who still debate the ABS. I think I had a chat, I think, with Skadonks, Lucas Mankies during the week. We sort of like had a go at each other over the weekend in terms of Australia times. He told me to take off my training wheels, which I did. We had a discussion about remote versus rig versus everything. And I don't really care what anyone else says. There's a reason why rig costs you 6, 7, 8, 9,000 rand. And with ABS, you just got a better brake pedal feel for ABS than on a controller. So like I said earlier in the season, before the game even, just as the game launched, I said watch out for the guys on the rigs. This game is going to suit them a lot. So I'm still battling to get that brake feel on my controller with ABS. But one step at a time, Adrian. It's a one step at a time for me. So traction control first, and then we'll move all to the others.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, Jock now saying I've got load shedding at 9, so I won't finish the race. Jock, you just need to put in the fastest laps that you can over 28, and if you cross the finish line before your power goes off, we'll give you the win. No problem. Unfortunately, in South Africa, we are in load shedding stages again. It's very difficult to turn around that. There's 44 drivers in this league, and we can't accommodate everyone, so we're trying our best to do everything that we can. So let's see. Maybe if we just hurry through the process, hopefully no safety cars or any virtual safety cars, and we can get this race clubbed off quickly, Jock. So let's see. Just Jock, if I was saying just one bad thing about F1 2020, I'm going to use my pumpkin helmet. You're going to have to get something else. Maybe a rocket or something, not sure. I'm not going to be too nasty with them. I am lining Jock up to assist me in this season, so hopefully you can find me a second somewhere. Bruce the Cock, good evening Bruce, welcome to FTR F1. And he's supporting Willem, so great stuff. Travis having a big smile there. Tapiwa saying, have load shedding. Oh, good grief, Tapiwa. We are trying really to accommodate everyone. Load shedding is just impossible to accommodate everyone. Unfortunately, our schedule for FTR is extremely tight at the moment with testing coming up, the new season that we want to kick off with, and also another 2 races after this left. So we're up pressed for time. So unfortunately, we're not in a position to postpone races by a week. But I'm looking forward, Tapiwa, to see you back next week, and hopefully you've got the 2020 game already. So
I see you've got a retirement for the session too.
Not sure if that is just retiring from the session to speed up the process, Adrian. I think
Could be.
Dr. Klaas also doing the same. I think everyone's trying to accommodate Jock here, which is nice to see. So currently you've got OKNL in first, Warlock in second. Guys who's not going to make it through to Q3 at the moment is Cactus the Big in the Racing Point, Dr. Klaas. And Chili for Willie not sitting at time, so I'm not sure what's happened there. He's currently on track. He's left it extremely late. He's in the Haas. It's going to be nice not to see the Haas in my cockpit next season. I will not be driving a Haas, I can confirm that. I will bid on any other car than a Haas. So I will not be the Easter Bunny next season. That's not going to happen. And I don't think in France, my teammate currently is also wants to be the Easter Bunny. So I think he obviously will also go for another car. Oh, running extremely wide. So Chili for Willie not having the best of sessions here. Adrian Denason saying he's missed the invite. Adrian, we sent out 14 invites before my election went off. Everyone got invites. You were offline when we sent it. So hopefully Adrian can quickly make a plan. Yeah, Adrian, maybe just send him an invite again if we can. And let's see if he can maybe just join for the race. Okay, so as everyone finishes off trying to hurry up the process, speeding it up. In the drop zone at the moment, Chili for Willie, I don't think things are going to change. Cactus the Big and Dr. Claus going through Tones R17 in the Red Bull in 10th. Titus Malema in 9th. Isitronic having a really good session in 8th. I'm so proud of him. Wolf Mason 7th. Silent Knight in 6th. Saggy Fatface in 5th. And Leslie Sharp. And you've got the top 3, Donovan, Duffy, Warlock and Okinel. So it's good to see Donovan up there. I strongly believe if he had joined us earlier in the season, he would have had a very strong challenge for the World Championship. So let's see how quickly we can speed this up for everyone. Looking forward to see Van Dejo hopefully joining us when we actually get going in the race. So let's see if the guys keep it clean. This should be a good race.
Oh, Codemasters is acting up again. I'm having a hard time inviting a donation.
Okay. Well, let's just keep at it, Adrian, and see if we can win there. Thanks for that. So next week, starting on Monday, we've got exactly the same program, exactly the same drivers on exactly the same days. And we will start tackling on Monday. We will tackle Russia. And we will do practice sessions on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. That will conclude then our preseason testing. I will take you through what's happening after that within this qualifying session, maybe in the beginning of the race. But not to forget about Tier 1. There's also lots up for grabs there between Burries, Jacques Lafranti and Lee van Rooyen. It's a 3-horse race at the moment. So expecting good things on Wednesday night when Tier 1 tackles the USA. And we'll see how those guys fare. So first out of the pits, it's a stream of cars coming out. Leslie Sharp leading the way. Donovan, Duffy, and let's see, it's Bofmais also out of the pits. Warlock jumping out of the pits. Saggy Fatface. So it's okay, now it's out of the pits. So everyone's just jumping out. This is bragging rights. This is for pole position. So let's just look at the pole position stats so far. So you've got Warlock, who's got 3 fastest laps. Unfortunately, I don't have the data with me around pole positions, but in terms of fastest laps so far, it's Warlock leading the way on 3. You've got Okinel with 2. You've got, and then Chili for Willie, Saggy Fatface, Van Dejo, Donovan Duffy, and Tans are all with fastest laps. And that's impressive to see. I think first across the line to start his flying laps will be Leslie Sharp. We're going to get a bit on board with him and the horse and see how he fares. Travis is asking me one of those funny questions of, will I take part in Russia for testing next week, Monday? Travis, it's really a no-brainer. If you are part of pre-season testing in Austria, you are part of pre-season testing in Russia. This is all for the lead-up to picking the tiers for Season 2. So it's imperative that the guys do pick up these practice sessions and give them a fair opportunity. Oh, this is going to be troublesome for Leslie or for Leslie. He's stuck behind Okinel at the moment. Not sure if this is going to hamper his lap. Yeah, he's backed off. Got a bit too close to Okinel there. That's a set of stops wasted for him. Hopefully we can get him up to temperature again and get going. A lot of traffic coming fast. But yes, Travis, you will take part if you want to race Season 2, you will take part in next week's testing session in Russia. And it will be exactly the same program as I said before, exactly the same drivers on exactly the same days and exactly the same cars, and nothing changes. It's just the track that changes. Times are the same. It will be streamed live. And yeah, then the fun part starts, Adrian. Once practice is out of the way, then it's the fun part.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm looking
Travis
forward
having
to
a
it.
laugh at me. Travis, I'm just pulling your leg, buddy. It's all good and fair. Yeah, Adrian, then the fun part starts. So when we are literally done with timings, we will go through those times, make sense of everything. We will allocate people to tiers based on times, based on race history, based on consistency, based on world championship points. So there's a lot of variables that we look at. If we do see outliers somewhere, but in essence, we will try to create the most competitive tiers there is in South Africa. And then Adrian, so after that, then it is pick your teammate.
Pick your teammate.
Yeah. Boer
Wat
soek 'n
the
vrou.
car?
Teammate soek 'n spanmaat.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
fun.
interesting who's gonna be pairing up and
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who fancies who this season. A lot of new drivers obviously don't know the other drivers that well. I think it's a very it's a tight-knit community so far. It's going to be interesting to see who picks who and why, and obviously who's going to be in what tier. Obviously, with everyone all assists allowed, I think it's only fair that we set up the tiers to make it as competitive as possible. And then it's going to be interesting, Arshan, to see that first day who picks who is teammates. I think at this stage, I think everyone wants to be Buddy's teammate. I think everyone wants to be Jacques Vacancy's teammate.
yeah, no, definitely.
There's so
But
much
I'm
to
gonna
learn
tell
from
you,
those two.
it's gonna be interesting who's gonna pair up in tier 1.
Look at this stage, Arden. I think it's obviously, we take for granted and think that A Jacques Lafrance and A Buddies will be in tier 1. But, from a rule point of view, we stated very clearly in the documentation that there will only be prize money available for tier 1 drivers championship if there's more than 10 drivers. There will only be a constructor championship prize at the end of the season if there is, I think, more than 14 or more than 6 or 7 constructors. And then in tier 2 and tier 3, we're looking at a minimum of 16 drivers, which gives you 8 constructors. It's going to be interesting to see who's in what tiers. Obviously, we want to give prize money to everyone, so we will try to make sure that we do the right thing. But it's going to be interesting 2 days to see who picks who and why, and how do they get along as the season goes on.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see how it goes. And I've got already an idea moving forward what team or what car I want. So,
yeah, I've also made up in my mind which car I want to bid on. So obviously tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 will get the opportunity to bid on their cars live on YouTube. There will be a 10-minute window of opportunity per tier to get onto YouTube, watch the stream, bid on the car that you would like. Obviously bidding starts at $50 for a car. That's the Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull. Once again, if those cars are not being bid on, they get put into a computer generated system, and then that will pick the teams for you. So you will get a car that the computer picks for you. It will not be pulled out of the hat like normal. But if you bid on a Red Bull, then Red Bull is yours for 21 races.
I've got an idea where I want to go and what team I want to use. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I'm actually looking forward to it.
And just for everyone's information purposes, the money that we get from obviously the bidding of the cars in tier 1, 2 and 3 will go back directly to that specific tier for prize money. It's just to increase the prize money for season 2. We've got a lot of sponsors on board, which I will give a shout out later to. We are busy getting the website now. I think as soon as testing is done, the website should look fantastic with all the data information on that you as a Formula 1 driver wants, fans would want, supporters would want, anyone who wants to join the league would like to see. So yeah, but let's get back to qualifying. 4 minutes left. We've got O'Connell carrying his speed of Q2 into Q1 or Q3. He's on a 132.3. You've got Saggy Fatface, a much better performance by John in second. You've got Warlock in third, Donovan Duffy in fourth. Fourth place and fifth, Titus in sixth, is Sonic seventh. Wow, what a lap by him. Silent Knight in eighth, Tones in ninth, and Leslie Sharp in tenth. Who do you think for pole? Are we going to stick with O'Connell, or are you going to jump in there and say a Saggy Fatface or a fourth place can get this going?
It's going to be O'Connell.
So at the moment, O'Connell is a full second away from anyone else, which is so quick. If I look at first and second, more close to second, and then very close, less than fourth most misses the inch of the pit. I tell you, what a recovery time there. Well done, Willem. That was seriously close. Hopefully he doesn't get a penalty for that. Wanted to dive into the pits, got it all wrong, lost the back end, quickly straightened up and just doing another lap. So this is going to hurt him slightly. He wanted to jump in and put new boots on and see if he can challenge. I think he's done for the session. He's had enough. There he goes. Thank you, Willem.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just following Warlock here on his outlap. I think he's going to push for a last quick time. And he's also capable of stealing the lead away. But let's see. If his McLaren performs like the McLaren's last weekend and the weekend before.
I'm with Donovan on board here, Adrian, just to jump in. He set a purple first sector in the Williams. He's on the limit. He's really going for this. So let's see how he fares with this. He's 1.6 seconds, so he's got all to go, and definitely second place up for him. Not sure what he's going to do in sector 2, if that's going to be a personal best for him.
Let's see.
So let's see what sector 2 does for him. On the right hand side of your screen you will see if he's up or down on his delta. Let's see where he's at. Oh, 310s down. Lost a lot of time there. So 310s down is not going to cut it for him. He needs to set personal best at the moment. There's not enough time for him to get... loses the back end. That's him done for the session. He might just, if he's got enough fuel, he's maybe just going to try to recover some ERS and get going on the next lap again and maybe see if he can improve. There's not a lot between Saggy, Warlock and Donovan. So he just needs to find a 10th really to jump into third position. He's jumped into the pits. He's had enough. Warlock currently on track in the McLaren. Let's see how he's going. We haven't seen his sector 1 time popping up as purple. So let's see what he does in sector 2. Missing Manu in the comments box tonight, so how's it, Manu? Looking forward to seeing you in the comments box with us soon, or you on your own in the comments box. But thanks for joining the stream, Manu. It's nice to see you. Pardon me. So let's see what Warlock can get up to here. Very good lap by him. Second place is just 2/10 of O'Connell, so that's much better. That's the way we like it. So very close between him and O'Connell. I think it's safe to say, unless Donovan is in the pits at the moment, Titus in the pits, there's a Tronic in the pits. Silent Knight's out. He's got 4/10 to find to push him up. He's on an out lap. He's not going to make it in time. I'm not sure why he went out. There's not enough time to complete this lap. He's invalidated the lap. That's probably why. I think it's safe to say that's another pole position for O'Connell and Alfa Romeo.
O'Connell.
He's also very strong showing in pre-season testing. So he had a very good session as well. He finished in the total standings out of 44. O'Connell finished in 11. And let's talk about it a bit. So O'Connell in first, Warlock in second in the McLaren. You've got Saggy Fatface in the Haas in third, Donovan Duffy in the Williams in fourth, fourth place in the Ferrari in fifth, Leslie Sharp in the other Haas in sixth, good points up here for the hard set they can keep it together. Titus in 7th, Isitronic ZA in the Toro Rosso, a very good 8 for him. Silent Knight and Mountain Tones in 10. Adrian, so from your point of view, on the total standings, 23rd, must be happy with that. Very good time set on your soft tires. You must feel confident with that, comfortable. First session out of the way.
Yeah, first session out of the way. Austria is not my strong suit, to be honest. Looking forward to Russia. Russia's a tricky track, especially with the. You can validate a lap very quickly, so you're gonna have to know your story around the track and where's the limits. But yeah, I'm very happy, comfortable. Look, to be honest, I don't want to race in Tier 1.
We'll put you in Tier 1 just for that.
No, the guys there, it's too quick. They are too quick. And yeah, I had a very, very bad season. To date. So yeah, but only on the last quarter of the season, I'm starting to make shape again, and getting that confidence back, and I can see it in my racing as well. That I picked up.
Yeah, I can't say this enough. I think I sound like a broken record, but it's all about practice. It's not so much about time trial.
Practice.
It's one thing I learned from guys like Jacques Leplancy and even Sniffalizer, is that it's all about practice. You can be as horrible quick as possible on a time trial and make it look good. But come race day, it's another
different story.
Absolutely. So just to finish this off for you, official Okinell and Paul, followed by Warlock, Saggy Fatface, Donovan Duffy and Porthmace. And that's the fight that we want to see. We want to see Okinell, Warlock up there. Saggy Fatface would have been nice to see Porthmace in 4th, but he's starting all the way from the 3rd row of the grid, next to Leslie Sharp. So looking forward to this. Adrian, I just want to do some technical setup here. I'll just pop out quickly. I'll be back now.
Yeah, let's see what's going to happen now. I think it's going to be a tight race between Okinell and Warlock, and Saggy Fatface and Donovan Duffy. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. We're just waiting for the players to ready up. Alrighty,
So yeah, there we go. I'm back. Thanks, Adrian. So formation lap is on the way. Okinell from pole, from Warlock. 2nd row, you've got Saggy Fatface and Donovan Duffy. 3rd row, you've got Porthmace pairing up with Leslie Sharp. In the 4th row, you've got Titus Malema and Isitronic ZA. 5th row, am I getting this right? Yeah, Silent Knight and Tones. And then followed by Cactus the Big with the class 2. Any luck on Pondejo? I do not see him in the session.
I think he's still stuck in load shedding.
Stuck in darkness. Hello darkness, my old friend. Yep. Very frustrating. If you're a racer, if you're a gamer, thank goodness for Jimmy Matches.
Yeah, and even the schedules are they're not running according.
Yep, I was not supposed to be on load shedding tonight. Mine was supposed to be tomorrow night. And no warning, just switched me off at 7:30. So it's nice. Anyway, so let's focus on the USA. And let's see what the guys get up to. This is a very demanding track on tires. Obviously a lot of corners on this track. So the total circuit length is 5.5 kilometers. and 28 laps tonight. So it's going to be nice to see who comes out. The Cowboy of Texas. So in total, we've got 20 corners on this track, 2 DRS zones, one after 12, 10, 12, and then we're just going to start finish straight. So let's see what the guys can get up to.
Circuit of the Americas.
So a short sprint drag race to the first corner. Lots of runoff area there, so I don't expect any funnies there. Hopefully the guys can keep it clean. Okay, now speeding up this formation lap. He wants to get going before he's stuck in darkness. He needs this win to extend his world championship or to get him closer to Warlock. So he's got everything to gain. So let's see how the guys feel. I'm just trying to get a good angle here. Let's stick with Warlock and see if I can get a different angle here. Right, it's almost lights out here in the USA, in Texas, and we are racing.
The horses are out.
Yeah, the horses are out. We are racing in the USA. Okinawa having a very good, but it is the McLaren. Oh, and he runs.
We've got contact.
What is going on here? This must be a glitch. Warlock retiring. Everyone went just straight into the wall. That's including Warlock. That is including Tones R. Okinawa did exactly the same. Not sure if they missed their braking points. Odin, what's going on here?
There's a lot of glitching going on in the game. I'm following Puffmace at the moment, and I can see all the cars as they're coming down the straight. Everybody's jumping all over the show. There is a lot of
luckily on my stream, no one's jumping at the moment, so I think I streamed it.
Okay, it cleared up a little bit now, but especially in turn 1, there was a lot of lag and stuff going on. But you've got a safety car deployed.
Yeah, absolutely chaos in the first lap. Okinawa all the way in 10th. I want to see if he's got any damage on that Alpha.
I can see Willems, the Ferrari's got damaged. Okay, the Williams of Donovan is still okay.
Yeah, Okinawa is completely without a nose, so he's going to jump into the pits. He's probably going to fit the hearts and go for it. He's got absolutely. Well, this is interesting, Adrian, because he's got everything to gain with Warlock retiring from the session, having huge contact in turn 1, going straight into the barrier. This is all for Okinawa. I mean, if he can pick up some valuable points, currently the gap between him and Warlock is just 22 points. So if he can finish in first tonight before load shedding, he can be our World Championship leader going into Brazil. Wow. And then obviously you've got Puffmace and Chili for Willie still in the session. And you've also got, so let's just get some telemetry up here and see what's going on here. So Okinawa jumping into the pits. We will see what he gets onto. So Chili for Willie is also, yeah, so a new nose going for the Alpha there. He's decided to go for another set of softs. Another set of softs for him. And just behind him.
He's racing against Escom, man.
Yeah, just behind him. Saggy Fatface as well, also in the pits. He also got a new nose there for the Renault. He's fitted the softs as well. Brand new softs for these two gentlemen. And the other guy who stopped was Esotronic, Sean. He's put on the hards. So let's see how that plays out for him. I think that's a very clever strategy by him. If he can play this nice, maybe another safety car. I'm not sure what the Hearts can do on this track, but he might be very close to the end. But currently, after all the drama from turn 1, you've got Leslie Sharp in first place. You've got Puffmace in second. Is there any damage on Puffmace's car?
Yes, he's missing an end plate, left front.
Okay, and then we've got Donovan Duffy in third, keeping it nice.
Yeah, the two Liams came through unscathed, so yeah. He's going to be happy tonight.
And then Silent Knight just behind him, so a 5-second penalty there for Donovan Duffy exceeding the track limit on the safety car. It is ruthless. I've been victim of it before. It is ruthless. But anyway, everyone's going to bunch up nicely now. I see that everyone, the only people who stopped this is Electronic, Okinal and Saggy Fatface. They're all gone for the stops except for Sean Electronic ZA. He's jumped onto the horse. He wants to make this a very long stint. And then sitting pretty for Puffmaze. This is some valuable championship points for Willem here.
No, definitely. No, sorry, Willem's car is unscathed. It's just the end plate is black. I couldn't see it.
Okay, so all good for Willem there. So that's good news for him. He started out of trouble on the first lap.
Donovan, and I must say the two Williams for constructor points, they are sitting quite pretty.
I see someone jumped into the pits again. This is Saggy. Fatface. Not sure why he's back into the pits again. Or is his first pit. He's having a drive-through. No, he's not. He's going to put some tires on.
He's putting soft
mediums.
Medium
he's
tires.
He's got on to the mediums. Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So he stopped twice. Not sure what was that all about. But safety car still out. We'll jump on board here with Leslie. Just at the behind of that's a beautiful mode.
Yeah, the Mercedes GTR.
What a car.
What a car. 6.3 litre V8 AMG hand built motor.
Would love to have that in my garage. Huh?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's an extraordinary motor. And just a fun fact on that motor, the technician that assembles that motor by hand, after completion of the engine, he actually puts his nameplate on the engine.
I bet you he doesn't get paid a normal mechanic salary.
No.
So we're currently on lap 3 under the safety car. Big incident in turn 1, taking out Tones and Warlock. So not sure what happened there, but that was a big moment for them.
Like the safety car is in this lap. We're gonna resume racing. The lights are off.
Alright, so we're almost back to racing.
Yeah, Heinrich, the funny thing is about the safety car, it's a 6.3 litre V8 engine, but yeah, and it's being chased by a 1.6 litre V6. Interesting.
Technology, what can you say?
And Hamilton is always crying, tell the safety car to go faster, my tyres are cooling down.
Alright, so we're racing again. A very good restart by Puffmaze. He's going to challenge into turn 1. Oh no.
Contact.
Big damage, contact. Is Donovan going to get past? He squeezes him onto the outside. Donovan goes past, so Puffmaze going from a very good restart to third with definitely damage on that Ferrari. He's not going to make these turns. Yeah, you can already see he's struggling to find grip. Silent Knight in fourth. Willem is going to be a sitting duck here in third. Just a little bit over eager into turn 1 on Leslie. But currently Donovan's sitting pretty.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, the two Williams both are sitting pretty, and I see they're forming a gap as well in front of the Toro Rosso. But yeah, if I was Willem now, I would put it as quick as possible and slap a set of medium tires on, and you can push it maybe a little bit faster, longer, because Leslie is sitting on soft tires and Donovan as well.
Yeah, so also good showing by the Toro Rosso. If Sean Electronic can get into the points here, it's going to be good points for the Toro Rosso team. They definitely need some points to get them in a healthy position in the constructors. Currently they are last in the constructors, 10 points between them and the Merc. Obviously no Merc showing tonight, so definitely Toro Rosso can get some valuable points just to get them a bit closer to the Merc and not finish up at the bottom of the table. But at the moment, with Warlock out, OQ Nell currently in 9th, we're going to keep an eye on him and see how he goes. And there he goes with his first pushes. Dr. Klaas extremely wide on the track. Very aggressive move there by him. Next up for him will be Cactus the Big and Chili for Willie. So let's see how O'Connell, and he just floats by. He goes past Cactus. That's 2 overtakes, 3 overtakes in a space of 3 turns.
Yeah, I'm just checking the comments here. Travis says, well done, O'Connell and Warlock on the pole position in 2nd place. And yeah, Travis, Nissan GTR, I have to agree with you there. The Godzilla still rules.
So O'Connell now catching Titus very quick. Up from him is Titus and Silent Knight. The guys, let's try to get some intervals here. So spreading out nicely. Leslie keeping it together in 1st. Donovan in 2nd. Porkmo still holding on to 3rd. He's probably going to have a look at that nose when he comes into pit. So if he can keep it together, keep in touch with these 2 oaks in front, it's still there for Willem. Willem has got pace, we all know that. And then Silent Knight just behind Willem. He's now within PRH reigns with Willem. Titus having a very good race in the Toro Rosso Adrian.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
which is obviously next season Alpha Tauri.
Yeah, Alpha Tauri. And I must say the Alpha Tauri is not doing bad.
Look, I think it's at the moment for me currently, except for the Racing Point, it's probably the 2nd ugliest car on the grid. But I'll give the ugliest car on the grid still to Racing Point. That's the most ugliest pink that I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, O'Connell going in on Titus. Is he going to make it stick? Pushes him wide again. And he goes past. So O'Connell in 5th now. He's got really nothing to lose. Brand new set of softs. So obviously the other guys on the softs that they qualified on. So he's just making every lap a quali lap at the moment. He's currently sitting with the fastest lap as well. Next up for him would be Silent Knight.
Yeah, I can. He's already sniffing the gearbox of that Williams.
Absolutely, and then up for grabs then Porkmo, obviously with that in-plate damage. But Leslie increasing the gap nicely now to 2.2 seconds. And for Leslie, yeah, that will bring him nicely back into contention for this World Championship. And like I said earlier, it's really between Leslie, Saggy, Chili for Willie, Porkmo, O'Connell and Warlock. Obviously Warlock not part of the session anymore, retiring on lap 1.
Okay, now and Silent Knight is going wheel to wheel.
And he's gone past.
And he makes a stick.
Yep, Porkmo's up next.
It's Porkmo's.
So let's see how... I know Willem is extremely aggressive. Willem just wouldn't let anyone come past. He's a very good defensive driver. So let's see if Willem can keep O'Connell behind him for as long as possible. I think this is valuable for Willem to keep O'Connell as long as possible behind him. But he's just got no grip. He's absolutely got no grip in that Ferrari. Oh, this is close.
Almost made contact.
Yeah, but good defensive driving there by Willem. He needs good traction out of his corner, not to be a sitting duck. And is he going to push him wide? He's going to get ERS here. Not sure if Willem's got anything left in the tank from an ERS point of view.
Okay, now just set the fastest lap as well. He's going up the hill.
Is he gonna go? Is he gonna go? Yeah. Oh man, Willem almost tried to get the undercut there. That's close racing. Willem is going to lose a lot of time in the dirty air through this section, but he really does well to keep the car on track. I think Willem is extremely doing well here without an in-flight.
Definitely.
So O'Connell now currently in 30. He's chasing after Donovan in 2nd. Leslie is another 2.2 seconds up the road, but he can see them. So it's going to be interesting to see how quickly he can take. Adrian, how far do you think the soft will go in the race?
The soft, if you push it to really pushing it, you can push it to 12 laps. But then I can tell you one thing: you're struggling already.
Okay. Looks like there's a big battle between Titus here and Silent Knight. So Titus, oh, and Titus currently in 5th position. Next up for him is Porkmo, and they are catching Willem here. They are. I can definitely see it on screen. I think it will be encouraging for those two drivers. They mustn't get too tangled up with each other. and try and catch him. But some good points here for Willem. I mean, currently Donovan in second, Okinal in third.
Not for long.
Oh, he's going to keep the inside line. Is it? Oh, he runs wide. He just runs wide. Too much pressure. Okinal goes fast. That was too easy. Next up, Leslie Sharp.
Yeah, that's one of those things. If you put a driver in front of you under pressure, he's bound to make a mistake.
Absolutely. Taking everything out of these soft tires, and why not? It's a brand new set of softs, fitted under the safety car, yeah, he's basically on the same strategy as everyone else.
Oh, definitely. If you look at the pit stops currently,
I tell you one thing though, Arjun, he's sitting extremely pretty for me as a Citronic at the moment. He's fitted the heart, and he's currently in second position, and he can literally go to as close to the end as possible, slap on a pair of softs, and
just go for it.
and try to get into the top 5. And the guys are ramping up the penalties here. If I see on screen, Okinal almost within DRS range of Leslie. What do you do as Leslie here? Do you try to keep him behind you as long as possible and lose time to the other drivers? Do you let him go past and say, you know what, go? This is obviously for World Championship fights. You don't really want to let someone past.
Yeah, if I don't know, if I was in Leslie's shoes, I would. Okinal is definitely the faster driver, so I would let him go past, and I would just stay on his gearbox as long as I can.
Let's see if Leslie's got the same idea as us. Yeah, he's got the same idea as us. So Okinal goes past. Is he going to try to undercut him? Side by side. At least he's not giving. Oh, that was close. That was extremely close. Very aggressive. Let's see now. So let's see if Leslie can just stick with Okinal. He's pushed extremely hard. I think he's pushed harder for me than Leslie. Oh, he loses it. That's Leslie spun out. Oh, good grief. Commentator's curse.
Yep.
Apologies for that, Leslie. But now Okinal is in front. He probably wants to finish this race before his load shedding goes on. So he's a man on a mission. You can see there Donovan Duffy in second. You've got fourth Mason, a well-deserved third. And all of a sudden, Titus Malema in fourth. What a race by him.
What happened to Silent now? He went in for a pit.
Yeah, so
we pitted for the mediums.
Pitted for the mediums. So he's the first of our guys that went in for a pit stop.
Yeah, he pulled the trigger.
Yeah, so let's see. There's no one really that he can undercut at the moment.
But like I said, a good time to put on the soft is lap 9. But you can, if you really want to, you can push it to lap 12. But like I said, then you are struggling so bad. But I see Okinal is on 8 laps now with his tyres.
Yeah,
so
his tyres is like 1 lap younger than the rest, and obviously it didn't go through a qualify session with that tyres. But Titus catching up nicely here with fourth places within DRS range. You can see the drag reduction system flap open, wide open there at the back. And Titus having such a good race. What it would mean for this guy if you can get on the podium tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That will make him 5/10 quicker in every race that he races from now on. You just sometimes as a driver just need a little bit of luck coming your way, a little bit of retirements, good consistency, no penalties, and all of a sudden you're in for a shot. I got my first win in online racing in Spa, and it happened like that. So just keep it together.
That's all it's about. HPG6, excuse me for a second.
Cool. So lap 10 out of 28, we've got Okinal comfortably in the lead by 7.8 seconds. He hasn't pitted yet, he's still on the soft, or he has pitted but put on the soft on lap under the safety car conditions. Yellow flag in sector 2, not sure what's going on there. Donovan Duffy in third now, fourth place in third, Titus in fourth. Virtual safety car out. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. I can't see any retirements. Saggy going as normal, everything's still fitted. Just want to see if it's Chili Willie or someone. Yeah, it's Chili for Willie. So lost the front or lost the nose there. He's going to have to come into the pits. Not a happy day for him. Leslie Sharp in the other horse, currently on the hard set. So he's pitted for the hard. He's probably not going to have to stop again. You'll see how it pans out for him. And Dr. Claw still, he's pitted for the softs. So everyone's still on your top 5 runners, haven't pitted yet. And as I say that, Cactus the Big jumps into the pits, fourth jumps into the pits, new nose for the Ferrari. And he goes out on a brand new set of mediums. So let's see what Willem can do from here. And as I said, a saggy fat face just comes around. Yep. And that drops Willem all the way down to 8. Titus Malema now some free air. So let's see if he can catch. Currently he is 5 seconds adrift from Donovan. Donovan are 9 seconds away from Oakley now. Is it Chonic ZA? What a race by him. Sean Towson currently in 4th position in the Toro Rosso. He just needs to keep it on track. Try to look at penalties, not be naughty. And I'm pretty sure he can make a decent. But it's just good to see a Toro Rosso up fighting here. Cactus the Big, Sheldon, a very good drive by him and 5th. He's just 2 seconds adrift from Esitronic. He's now done 10 laps on that soft, so he hasn't fitted yet. Looking forward to see when he will jump into the pits. Travis saying Okinawa's load shedding at 9. Travis, I think he's doing super lap times now to finish the race before 9. We'll do a countdown. There's 15 minutes left for him. It's not nearly enough time to finish the race. So let's see. Maybe he does not have load shedding. So Donovan jumping into the pits from 2nd. He serves a 5-second penalty. Yeah. Fits a new pair of soft, so he's probably going to go soft, medium. So he's going to be quick in the stint. Let's see what he can do. Maybe trying to see if he can get the undercut. Also O'Connell is also in the pits and no undercut for him. He's fit the mediums. Titus currently in the lead in Tier 2 in the USA on 11 lap old softs. He's going to have to come into the pit sooner than later, but what a good drive by Titus. Titus NZA 63, a very good drive by him. O'Connell obviously a pit stop basically ahead of him, catching him very quickly. And then you've got a Citronic, Sean, in 3rd in Toro Rosso. The other Toro Rosso. So Toro Rosso 1st and 3rd. Who would have guessed? So virtual safety car out. I want to see what happened to who. And that is Cactus the Big. Losing a nose there. Not sure what happened to him. He's going to have to jump into the pits now and get a new nose on. So virtual safety car means obviously you've got a certain delta that you need to drive at for the safety of the marshals and the drivers. So currently virtual safety car out. Cactus the Big in 10th. He's going to have to pit. That will be chilly for Willie back into 10th position. There's not enough time for him to get out in front of him. O'Connell. Titus fitting under the virtual safety car. Very clever by him. And let's see what he puts on. He's going for the mediums. Serves his 5-second penalty. And puts on a brand set of mediums, and he's going to be quick on this. So Hoffman's going fast. 2 lap old mediums. So we'll see how that pans out for Titus. Donovan Duffy currently in 5th. Saggy Fatface on the mediums. He hasn't fitted yet. Currently in 4th. We've got Silent Knight in 5th. He has fitted on 3rd. He's a 5 lap old. And then Esitronic. Sean currently in 2nd, and we're going to get a bit on board with Sean. It's not every day that we see Toro Rosso in 2nd, so let's see how he goes for that. So the gap at the moment between Esotronic and Silent Knight is just over 3 seconds. I can see Donovan and Saggy having a very good battle here. Oh, and a tank slapper there by Saggy, just coming fast and telling Donovan, how's it, I'm still here. Taking the inside line. Oh man, this is close between the Renault and the Williams. So let's see, racing here. I'm not sure if there's any damage on that Williams. I think he just might have got it a little bit wide there. Everything, yeah, right end plate missing for Donovan. That's not cool. He's surely going to have to pit again to get that fixed. Maybe he's going to try to stick it out to the end. Fourth place now catching up with these guys, these 3-lap old mediums. Esotronic going into the pits. Obviously the hard's not working for him so nicely. He's decided to pit for a brand new set of hards again. He's actually had a drive-through penalty. That's what it was all about. That's unfortunate for Sean. But now that moves up fourth place into fifth. And then Donovan Duffy in fourth, chasing down Saggy Fatface in the Renault. You got Silent Knight in second, a very safe second. And then now 10 seconds ahead, really making this work for him. So hopefully his load shedding doesn't kick in, so he can finish the race. We're not even we are half distance in the USA.
I see Okinawa's pushing it very hard now.
Yeah, there's obviously if I look at my watch here, there's definitely not enough time for him to finish this race for load shedding, so hopefully his load shedding doesn't kick in. A lot of guys might be thinking, well, he's going to get load shedding anyway, let's just hang back. Let's see if we can steal a win from him. So let's see what happens at 9 o'clock. We try to speed up the session as quickly as we can. It's a bit of an earlier start than normal for Tier 2, due to the fact that they want to start a bit earlier on Monday night. So a 15-minute earlier start for the past couple of races, and everyone trying to accommodate him and qualifying, which is great to see. But currently, lap 15 out of 28, just more over a half distance. Okay, now leading Silent Knight. Saggy Fatface in third, Donovan Duffy in fourth. We've got Fourth Mason fifth. Esotronic after he's serving his drive-through penalty in sixth. We've got Titus in seventh. Now Titus is getting very close here to Esotronic with Sean. So let's see that Toro Rosso can get past Esotronic, and let's see if there's a top 5 up for Titus here. I'm pretty sure Sean will let him go past. He's definitely on the faster tire. Yeah, good team strategy there by the Toro Rosso team. That's good to see. Realizing and understanding that he's on the softer tire. He probably got a radio message and said, look, he's on a different strategy than yours. He is on the mediums. He is faster. Let's see if he can catch Fourth Mace and Donovan Duffy. So let's see if Titus can catch Fourth Mace. He's now 6 seconds adrift from Fourth Mace. Fourth Mace is nicely spread out now. Second between Donovan Duffy and Fourth Mace. Second between Saggy Fatface and Donovan, and then the big gaps. Okay, now and Silent Knight pulling away.
I see Dr. Klaas is pushing that soft tires quite far.
Yeah, I think the fastest that we've seen so far, or the furthest that we've seen so far, was 12 laps. Everyone has jumped into the pits. I just want to make sure of that. Yeah, everyone has made their mandatory stops.
Donovan Duffy's got a chance here because his tires are 11 laps younger than Saggy's. So yeah, he can maybe make it up into third place.
Yeah, the very big tank slapper there from Saggy Fatface while you were away out here. So Saggy jumped in on the inside, tank slapped Donovan quite severely, and if I'm not mistaken, Donovan's got damage on his left end plate. so that Williams or that Renault doesn't have all the influx. If you just have a look, everything still seems to be fine. Sorry, I'm looking at Saggy. Yeah, definitely in fight missing on that Williams, the right hand side. And Porfma is now catching Donovan. He obviously got the radio message saying there is damage on the Williams. Push now. Willem is pushing. You can sense that Porf is up for grabs. He's obviously don't count out Willem here yet. I mean, his tires is newer than Saggy.
Willem can still end up in third place. He plays his
So,
cards right because
yeah.
Williams is all over the show. He's running wide.
It's very difficult to keep the track, the car on track without an in-plate, especially a high downforce track like this. So Willem in DRS is range. Oh, is he going to take it and turn? No, he's just going to hang about a bit. Maybe just put him under pressure through the S's and see if he makes a mistake. So let's see what Willem does here. Putting nice pressure on him.
He's bound to make a mistake now.
Yeah, so there is another DRS stint coming up just after this, and a bit longer than the start-finish straight. So I would definitely think that Willem would activate the DRS when he goes out of his corner. As soon as he gets the marker, it's a little bit behind Donovan. I'm not sure if he's got ERS available. Let's get on board with him. He does, but it's maybe a little bit too far behind Donovan. But definitely catching him. You can smell Donovan, and Saggy's just up the road from him.
Yeah, and Saggy is actually putting a little bit of lead out in front of Donovan at the moment because that in-play that's missing is hindering him.
But obviously, we all know that drivers know exactly where their penalties are and what count they're sitting on. So, yeah, that's important to know these kind of things because I've had a couple of fortunate races where I made up a lot of positions because of penalties to other drivers. So another DRS here for Donovan, up for Willem. So let's see if Willem can get. He's just not getting close enough. He's not getting the drag out of the corners. So no real battles on track at the moment. You've got Sheldon who just jumped into the pits. He's put on a brand new set of mediums. He's currently in 11th. Almost a lap down on the guys in a racing point. So Sheldon obviously getting back to racing now. PlayStation being in for repairs and being off racing for a while. So it also takes time to get used to the car again, Adrian, if you've been not racing for a couple of weeks.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm trying not to put in too much time on the 2020 game as of yet because there's quite a difference between the cars from 19 to 20.
I can see, sorry Otto, I'm going to jump in here, double stacking here. No, I'm not, sorry, it's just Codemaster that's glitching out. But that's Dr. Klaas into the pit for a new set of mediums. In the other racing points, so not good showing by the racing point tonight. Sorry Adrian.
No, so there's a big difference between the cars as well. That's why I'm not putting too much time into 2020 as of yet. I just want to get pre-season testing over and done with. Unfortunately, I'm not going to race on Wednesday night. I'm going to do the stream side of things. So while
you'll be jumping in the comms box with me not being here basically on Thursday, being away for the day, basically for 2 days. So thanks for that, Adrian. Yeah, it's maybe just a nice breather as well from the season. It's been a long season. But yeah, sorry to miss the USA on Wednesday. For me, it's obviously my home track as a horse driver. So yeah.
No, I'm gonna really, yeah, to be honest, yeah, I'm on the bottom of the log on the driver standing, so I won't say it's pointless to carry on, but I'd rather, do things that needs to be done for the league. It's more important.
Absolutely. So Barry's saying, yeah, Isitronic had a drive through. Yeah, we picked up on that, buddy. We're all good today. So Willem getting extremely close now to Donovan. Putting a lot of pressure on Donovan, but he's not getting fast, and he's not getting fast. Just extends this problem that he has. So obviously Saggy has jumped into the pits. Someone to watch out for, Adrian, from your camera view, is have a look past at Saggy. He's jumped into the pit, put on a brand new set of softs. We know he's extremely quick. 8 seconds up the road from him is Sean Electronic and a set of hards. Let's see if we can catch Electronic and Titus.
Let's see, but I think there is some team orders being in play at Williams, because what I can see is Donovan is just doing enough to stay ahead of Willem to make it a little bit tough for him, and Silent Knight is now getting away quite quick.
Come on, to remember the last time we had 2 Williams drivers on the podium, so this will be definitely something to celebrate. But Willem is not giving up. He's got 8 laps left. There's still plenty of time left for Willem. He just needs to keep this clean. It would be obviously good for him to get past Donovan. I don't think there's enough time for him to catch Silent Knight. But it's all about keeping your car together. And I see him slipping and sliding a bit now, so just keep it together. Maybe save your areas, save some fuel. And the last 3 laps, just go for it, like Lando Norris.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mark is saying, thank you, Eskom. The second Ferrari has no power unit. Hashtag load shedding. Yeah, they forgot your power unit in Maranello, Marco. Yeah, sad to not see you here, buddy. Myself and Audrey were waiting to see the second Ferrari pop up on our screen, which didn't. Yeah, so Marco, and as I say this, Willem goes on the inside. He's going to make the stick. He gets it done. A good job there by Willem. He gets it done. Arjan, what a move. So now, Willem jumping Donovan. Is he going to be able to stay ahead of Donovan? Let's see if Donovan has got anything left in the tank with that damaged wing of his. But yeah, so Mark is saying Paul Mace is flying Ferrari flag high. So Marco also had a very good pre-season testing. If you want to have a look at Marco's times, you can go to www.ftrf1.com. You will find it under the pre-season testing tab. So Van Dege had a really good session in a Ferrari. He finished up 16th out of 44 drivers in pre-season testing, ahead of his teammate in 21st. So that's nice to see from Pandeja. Some really good pace by him.
No, definitely. And I see all the drivers on track all are in the points, because we've got another retirement Cactus. Wonder what happened there.
Yeah, so everyone at the moment in the points of the class for the racing point, there's at least 1 point for the racing point lying there. Leslie Sharp not having the best of days in the horse, disappointing to see. Esotronic having a really good day for me in 8th. He's actually pitted for a brand new set of softs. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. He's 23 seconds behind Saggy. So not sure if that's going to make a difference for him. So a good showing by him. And as I said, a chili for Willie. Big moment, crash, and that is a safety car. Big moment for the horse coming out of turn 20 and slapping the barrier on the right hand side. Car stuck in the middle of the road, safety car out. It is 9:05 almost, and there is no load shedding for OQ now. So happy days for you, Jock. Ooh, and almost Dr. Klaas losing the back end of that racing point. So safety car out. What do you do now?
If I was...
And
yes,
you say that and everyone's spitting. So Silent Knight is spitting. He's seen the opportunity. Hopefully this is not going to bite Okinal again. He's done this before. We didn't pit. Left himself vulnerable at the end of the race. He's probably thinking, I've got enough pace in me. Silent Knight coming out in second. So that pit stop is a free pit stop for him. Puts on a brand new set of softs. So does Saggy Fatface in the Renault. Well, Saggy Fat was a 3-lap old soft. Paul Mace decided to jump into the pits. He probably had no brand new sets of softs left. He's put on a fresh set of mediums. Titus also jumped into the pits on a set of softs. So did Donovan Duffy. So did Esotronic. Esotronic just maybe a lap too early. Shame. He could have had a free pit stop there. But now, okay, now, and we've seen this before, on a set of mediums, did not pit. He's having Silent Knight behind him, Saggy Fatface behind him. and softs.
And his mediums are already 10 laps old, so
Yeah, so there's 6 laps to go. If you look after your fuel during the stint, look after your ERS, brand new set of softs. I'm not sure what the tire differential is between mediums and the softs on this track, but I tell you, it's gonna get heavy.
it's gonna get very. But yeah, I think Silent Night can be in danger as well, with Saggy sitting in 3rd place now.
The Saggy's tire is however 3 laps old, so it's not a brand new set. Wolfma is obviously running out of soft tires. He's in 4th, so I think that's basically it for him. I don't think he's going to catch the guys on the soft unless there's big mistakes. He might be a sitting duck for Titus in 5th in the Toro Rosso. And Donovan Duffy as well. Don't throw anything away. Donovan's got a brand new nose on that Williams after that tank slapper with a saggy fat face. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting last 5 laps of this race. And there we go. Load shedding has hit Okinawa. Oh, unfortunate. So 5 laps from the end. Unfortunately, load shedding for him. It's disappointing.
Such a bad one.
I think we can all feel for him. I think it's happened to every one of us.
And he had such a brilliant race.
Absolutely. Adrian, can you just maybe send Titus a invite again? He disconnected. I'm currently with him, but it seems like he's not ghosting. I'm not sure. I think he's probably okay. Sorry. So with Oki now retiring, we can have Silent Knights obviously going to take first. Everyone's going to just come past him. Saggy Fatface is going to...
What a bad time to get load shedding when you're under a safety car. Everybody's punched up.
Absolutely, it is. Safety car, he did not bid for a new set of tyres, so he could have been a victim to the guys behind him on brand new set of softs, especially the fast guy like Silent Knight, Saggy Fatface, and even Donovan Duffy. Yeah, for the World Championship, this just throws everything upside down. Warlock obviously not finishing this race. He's currently our race leader. Okinel not finishing the race. He's in 2nd. Wolfma's in 3rd on 105 points. If Wolfma's can stick this out, he can get 12 points from tonight. And that will push him into 2nd position, just behind Warlock. And I think the biggest winner here will be, just having a look, might be Saggy. The biggest winner here might be Saggy. It's a pity that Chili for Willie did not have a good race, because this was for him to make up. But let's see.
Everybody's going past Okinel now.
Yeah.
Because the AI took over, and yeah, it's just sad.
Absolutely. So the safety car, I think, is going in on this lap. I see everyone bunching up. This is going to be exciting. So let's see. So, and we're racing again. Yeah, there we go. The safety car in. Silent Knight. Good restart by him. Good restart by Saggy. And then you've got Titus in 3rd. Oh, don't run into the Renault, Titus. Keep it together, young man. You've got a brand new set of softs on there. This could be a podium for Toro Rosso.
Well, it would be nuts.
And Donovan Duffy
Donovan is putting a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah. Lots of aggressive driving tonight from the guys. Let's get on board here with Donovan and see how he follows Titus around. We've got 4th Maze literally just behind Donovan. This is going to get interesting. Can Willem do anything on these mediums? The brand new set of mediums for him. You actually need a brand new set of softs now. I think he ran out of tires. But let's see. He will get DRS assistance in the next lap. And in that lap, that will only be 3 laps left then.
Yeah, so it's going to be, to be honest, it's going to be anybody's game now. It's a lot of pressure now, a lot of mistakes to be made. So yeah.
Time penalties will kick in big time here, being everyone's so close. And there goes the wing. Not sure what happened there. I'm trying to see who touched who.
So I can see Titan is putting a lot of pressure on.
He just lost the front wing. Contact between him and Saggy. Now Donovan is all over Saggy, and
we've got
aggressive.
That's Williams
aggressive. That's aggressive. Not sure what happened there between Donovan and Saggy, but it looked like he got spun from behind, spun out. I think Reynolds would definitely protest that move. But let's see. So Titus at the moment, brilliant. I think at this stage for me, if he can keep it together, what a drive by him. Willem now putting a lot of pressure on Titus as well in the Ferrari.
Oh, and so he loses it again. Loses another place to Leslie Sharp.
No damage on that Renault, no.
Nothing.
Maybe just tires overheating slightly, fuming inside the helmet. Not happy with what happened there in turn 20. I think he's just fuming at the moment. So 2 Toro Rossos in the top 5. We've got Titus and Isatronic, and what a race by Sean. So 4th place now currently, and 4th is 2nd behind Titus. Maybe just I think the soft tires is kicking in now, everyone taking, but be careful that they do not take a lot out of these softs in the first couple of laps, and that Willem can, with that brand new mediums, can make it work. Donovan Duffy, fastest lap of the race so far.
Well, these two Williams are on a roll here. But I see the gap is closing and opening and closing and opening between Titus and Willem.
Currently at the moment, it's definitely Donovan leading his teammate in the World Championship. So nothing really to play for between the guys. I think it's straight racing for them. I think there will be no team orders there. I definitely think if Marco Pandefo was in 3rd place with Willem behind him, he probably would have let Willem come past for the Drivers' Championship. But at the moment, all to play for. Williams 1, 2, Titus in 3rd in the Toro Rosso. 2 laps to go. Porkmace in 3rd. He's got DRS at the moment. He is really gunning for it. He's got plenty of DRS left in the tank. So let's see.
Well, for our viewers, are we going to vote for driver of the day?
Yeah, absolutely. I think post the question out there. Let's see who says what. I think my driver of the day at the moment is definitely Titus. I think he's my driver of the day. Relatively a new driver in our league. Yeah, he's probably going to lose 3rd eventually to Willem. But good defensive driving by him. Good pit stop strategy by him. Willem's got DRS wide open. He's just going to whiz past. Does he? Yeah, he does. So Willem moves up into 3rd position for the Ferrari. Valuable points this for Willem in the World Championship.
Brewster Cook is voting Titus for a driver of the day.
Absolutely, I agree with Bruce there. I think Titus had a really good, it's not necessarily how much places you gain.
Yeah, a brilliant race. He was calm.
Yeah, he gained three positions. Obviously, Silent Knight gaining 8 positions from the start. So yeah, don't take anything away from Silent Knight as well.
Oh, Willem is sitting in 4th place, 3rd place now, sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
So
I tell you, Werner now, Silent Knight in 1st place. Also, what a good drive by him. I think I'm going to I think I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go for my driver of the day. It's going to be Silent Knight.
I'm also going to change my mind because he had also bad season like I did, struggling to finish races and that sort of thing. And this is one of the races he finished, and he finishes it in top honor. So yeah, I'm going to go for Silent Night.
Absolutely.
I think it's a unanimous decision.
So let's take a drive with Silent Night on his last lap. He's 1.4 seconds ahead of Donovan. He must not lose this now. There mustn't be contact between these two Williams drivers. I think Donovan's backed off slightly and said, you know what, this is it. This is team points. Let's play the team game. So we'll follow Silent Night. Van der Nel around for this last lap in the USA.
What a race. I didn't expect Williams to win tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. A 1-2 for Williams. I haven't seen that yet. Another tiers.
Wow. Razor 082 also voted Silent Night.
Yeah, so let's see. I really think he had a good race. Must take nothing away from Titus. Very committed driver. Have a chat to him every now and again. What a good guy he is. But yeah, so a couple of corners to go here for Silent Night. I'm not sure what penalties will do to everything here, Adrian. We might see a fourth place still jumping to first. You never know with penalties. This is going to be interesting. This is like going to the Durban July. You do not know which horse is going to make it to the end.
Oh yeah.
But penalties will play a role here. Not sure how big. So let's see. Last corner here for Van der Nel. Take your hats off, everyone. Stand in the floor. Silent Night win in the USFA. And as I say that, penalties kick in like you do not understand. And our winner is a Ferrari.
Oh!
Well done, Willem. Jumping from third to first. Leslie Sharp jumping to second. Donovan Duffy in third. So, shame. Poor Werner. He finished in seventh due to all his penalties.
Yeah, that's a bit. Driver of the day, in my opinion. If you want to get the gentleman here in the comms box.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. Willem. The side note, Hofmeis, what a world championship challenge this will be, and for him in essence. So we've got Willem in first, we've got, I just want to get to, I think it's Leslie Sharp in second, and Donovan Duffy in third. So this will push Willem all the way up into second position, Adrian. So, so yeah, there we can see it. Hofmeis in first, Leslie in second, Donovan Duffy in third, Saggy Fatface in fourth, Titus in fifth, Esotronic in sixth, Silent Night with a massive 25 seconds. Poor Werner, he fell down to seventh, but nonetheless a good drive by him. O'Connell eventually finished up in eighth, so that is some points for him still available. Dr. Klaas in ninth, and Chili for Willie rounding up your top 10. So it's Ferrari who comes out victorious in the USFA, followed by the Haas. And nice to see a Claire Williams car on the podium.
Sure, the guys racked up penalties.
If
like
I
crazy.
can ask you just to do the first interview to me, Adrian, I'll do that now. Adrian?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Willem, how are you?
Ek weet nie, maar sorry, I don't know, but my cat is barely alive after that shot, my friend. I don't know. Yeah.
Yes, but what a luck on your side, eh? Clean race, and it just proves that a clean race can result in a good result.
Yeah, there's the wise man Gandhi used to say, consistency is key. So that's it.
Willem, I had a chat to you during the week or during the past couple of weeks. Dude, what a race, mate. Well done, well done.
No, I did a lot of research in this race, and a lot of guys said, you know, it's the race that depends that your qualifying can be good, but I must give it to O'Connell for an awesome race. I think he would have finished it so far ahead of us all. And well done to, I think it's Titus. Yes, Titus, awesome race. Stuck on me like a piece of honey on a wet cloth. And yes,
Yeah,
it
I
was
know,
just going straight. I must
but
say,
let's
all
not
the
take
guys
anything.
had excellent.
Let's not take anything away, Willem. I mean, you managed your penalties, and that's one consistent thing in F1 racing is to watch your penalties. You were fast. You knew probably, as I know you, you knew what penalties was yours, what was the other drivers. You didn't take any funny chances, and that was a win for you. So, dude, this brings you back into second in the World Championship, a couple of points behind Warlock, all to play for. 2 races to go, Willem.
Yeah, I'm very stoked for these 2 races coming now. But yeah, it's like you said, Austria, that we had the same example with Lando and Leclerc and Bottas and all of them. They all pushed for that last bit because everyone knew as soon as Hamilton's going to fall back, people are going to jump ahead. So you must push where you can push and just work it out as fast as you can.
Well, I think you pushed well. I think your pit stop strategy was on par tonight. Willem, from my side, dude, well done on a brilliant race in the USA. Well done, mate.
Shot. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Willem. Great, and we've got, obviously, finishing in second was Leslie.
Oh, Leslie is offline. He didn't.
Oh, okay. Who else have we got in here?
We've got Donovan Duffy here. We've got the Williams team here.
Oh, we've got Donovan and
Vanner, the driver of the
Vanner.
day.
Right, so let's start with Vanner first. Vanner, driver of the day for a couple of guys here. Dude, what a race. I tell you what, Vanner, if you had half your penalties, you would have probably finished up in the top 4. But let's not take anything away from that. Good tire strategy. You kept it in there the whole time. You gained like 8 places from the start of the race. Good race for you, Vanner. It's eventually coming together for you. You didn't have the best of seasons so far, but it's nice to all of a sudden have a good result. Because you know that was really first in your head. Yeah, penalties probably played a role, but you know that you've got the pace now. 2 races left in season 1, then 2020 game. Dude, you must be excited for the rest of the next 2 races. You're almost like me, as long as it looks good on camera. I'm normally off camera.
Yo, Vanner, I think you've got a monkey off your back now, eh?
Well, now that you found your rhythm in 2019, Vanner, I'm sorry to tell you this, young man, but you're going to have to move on to 2020. You're going to have to find your rhythm there now. But listen, Vander, from all of us, I mean, a difficult season for you, but you stuck your neck out. Our driver of the day between me and Adrian, I know there was a couple of comments in the YouTube channel as well saying driver of the day for you. So well done, Vander. Thanks for entertaining us, and get those penalties done, and the podium is yours very soon. Very soon. Dude, it's all about the drivers. It's you guys who give us entertainment, and I tell you, tonight was entertaining. So I was so stoked for you, but I tell you, Vanner, your first podium is not far off. So so keep it together, young man. And I think with a guy like Donovan as your teammate at the moment, yep, a very strong team. Thanks, Vanner. Thanks, Vanner. Great stuff. Thanks, mate. Mr. Duffy, I need to ask you about, and this is just me being an absolute bugger. I need to ask you about that incident between you and Saggy Fatface on turn 20 just before he went on the start-finish straight. Was there contact? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you recovered very well. I mean, the safety car came out, I think I said it to Adrian earlier in the stream. I said safety car came out at a very good place for you and for Willem. Willem benefited also like you under the safety car, I think. And then it was just a matter of I mean, I don't think anyone would have catched OQNL tonight. Unfortunate for him with his internet or with load shedding. That's unfortunate. There's nothing we can do about that. But yeah, he was in a different league tonight. But I think in essence, you sort of like somewhere along the race, and I know you're a thinker as well. You should have known that. Hang on, second place could be mine here. Obviously, getting in your front wing, putting on new tires. You were extremely quick on a soft side. Yeah, so for a low so Donovan, my question to you is before Adrian has a go at you. In season 2, will you be driving a Williams again? There you go. There's a bidding coming on. I think me and Donovan must try to team up if Mr. Jacques Legrand doesn't want me. I'll take anyone at the moment. Listen, Donovan, I think from my side, thank you very much for the entertainment tonight. A good race. I said it to Adrian earlier in the stream, if you go watch it tonight, I think I mentioned it earlier. If you caught us probably in the first race of the season, you would have probably been fighting for the World Championship. You've made up a lot of ground, scored consistent points, and that's good to see. I see you're very quick in 2020 time trial, so don't sandbag here. We don't do sandbags here, Donovan. I've been on time trial. I know what's going on in this league.
Yeah, Donovan, brilliant race, and yeah, good luck for season 2. Hopefully, I also want to join with you, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But listen, Donovan, good luck for I think for testing next week in Russia, and then we're off to the last 2 races, which is flyaways, which is Brazil, and then Abu Dhabi. So Donovan, thanks very much for entertaining us tonight. Well done to the Rocket Williams team, and well done, Donovan. Even with penalties, we just look at the camera. First time Williams won 2 that I've seen online, so well done, guys.
Claire's going to sleep very, very happy tonight.
She might just knock on Donovan's door tonight. Donovan, don't knock the door.
Maybe you must give them the setup for next week in Hungary, Donovan.
Yeah, most probably. Donovan, thank you so much. We'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, Donovan.
Right, and then from yes.
I see John also joined us. John, you want to give us some insight on that contract there?
I didn't mean to hit his front wing. I did dive bomb. I realized I did do that. It was just an accident. I didn't purposefully try and break his front wing.
Yeah, I think it happens to all of us, John, where we do things like that. And I can hear from Donovan, there's no animosity towards you or anything like that. I think he recovered well. The safety car worked nicely for him.
Yeah.
But it looked like a difficult race for you, in general.
The first corner, I don't know what happened there. Everyone just decided to dive bomb into that corner, and my front wing didn't get smashed, but it got damaged. And the safety car came out, and all of a sudden, under the safety car, it gives me a drive-through penalty. So I went all the way to the back, and I thought I better just do the drive-through penalty, and I'll still end up in the back. It's not like I'll lose ground. And then my pit crew decides to pull me in and change my tires and
you have to pit again.
Front wing.
It happened to me as well. Yeah.
I thought I better go around again because it doesn't count if you change your tires. And then my pit crew brings me in again to change my tires again, and then put me on the mediums. But I thought I better just use the mediums because now I'll be able to pit later than everyone else. And then the lap after that, the safety car comes in, and then they say you have to serve the drive-through penalty.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But I've seen people getting disqualified for stuff like that. I think Sheldon was one of them. Yeah, absolutely. I had a couple of incidents like that, John. So hopefully it's something that we'll fix in a new game. It's ridiculous. I think Sheldon got a drive-through on the first lap of the safety car, and he couldn't pit because the safety car was out for 3 laps. And then as soon as the safety car jumped in, he got disqualified. So that's something that they need to change from the game. I think it must be 3 laps, normal racing standard, not safety car standard. But in essence, I mean, championship's still there with Warlock not finishing, OKNL not finishing. Championship's still there, buddy.
Yeah. I was actually in 3rd, and I saw that Silent Knight had a 25-second penalty, and OKNL crashed. So I was in second. I thought all I need to do is just finish the race behind him and I'll come first. And like on the penultimate corner of like lap 24, I got bumped in the back and went all the way to the back.
Yeah, we saw that on camera. So that's something obviously that the stewards will have a look at if it gets reported. But in essence, I mean, you've got good pace. You had a good practice session as well last week in Austria. Maybe not your best times, I think, in Austria yet. But I mean, you're probably looking forward to Russia next week. Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from you. You know, I think we were all expecting a bit more, including yourself. But that's why we do 2 tracks. So Russia coming up next week, and I mean, you must be really geared up for Russia and try to make up for Austria. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to try and push it.
Great stuff. Listen, John, thank you very much for popping in and thanks for entertaining us tonight. And looking forward to seeing you in Russia.
Yes.
Brilliant. Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Yes.
Right, Crofty, once again, thanks for helping me out. Thanks for assisting me. I just want to pop into the comments before we say goodbye. I'm not sure, just make sure that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Bruce saying consistency is king, absolutely. Adrian, thank you so much for joining me. Adrian, you will see Adrian Crofty back on Wednesday night. He will be doing the stream for Tier 1. So join in to catch all the action from Tier 1. If you want to follow us, please follow us on Facebook. It's Full Throttle Racing F1. You can also subscribe to our website. It's ftr.com or ftrf1.com. You can go and have a look at us there, and also subscribe onto the YouTube channel so you can get up post notifications every time there's something live happening. Adrian, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, FP. Thanks for having me, and yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you in Russia.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. From my side, everyone, thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, like I said, Adrian will be your host again on Wednesday night for Tier 1. So from my side, I'll see you in a week's time. It's just John Tot Sings.
Cheers, guys.